Hey there guys, welcome back to another As Per My Ability video. If this is your first time on the channel, then greetings. Hello, hi, welcome to the channel. Thank you for spending your time with me. I should start off by saying my name is Andrew Davidson. I make content here at As Per My Ability about board games, about card games, discussions about board and card games, and even every once in a while I sit down with people who design and make their own board and card games. If you are a board gamer, if you like to play lots of board games and like to watch a lot of content on YouTube about board games, then As Per My Ability is a good channel for you. I would highly recommend giving some thought to helping us out by comment, like, subscribe, hit the little bell in the corner so you get notifications when we post new videos. We put out a video every week, so you're not going to want to miss the content that we put out. We do appreciate all of the help and all the love that everyone gives to us to help our channel grow. For those of you that have been following me and following the channel, you know that once in a blue moon I like to make a video called What I've Been Playing Lately. Now typically the videos are incredibly short and I just show off what I've been playing lately. So I decided to make another one, although this is a very special edition, because your eyes do not deceive you. I am in my pajamas right now, and the clock on the wall says it's just about 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is a special edition of what I've been playing lately, because it's in the middle of the night, or the middle of the morning, depending on how you want to look at things. Today's video is going to be a little longer than my normal What I've Been Playing videos because I'm wide awake. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I've got plenty of time. Hopefully you've got the time too. So if you do, then let's do this. Welcome back to the program, everybody. Like I said at the top of the show, today's video is going to be a little longer than normal because I have some time to kill. I've actually been playing quite a few games lately, so I have 5 picked out, which is more than I normally do, that I'm going to talk about. And so since I have more games and just more stuff to talk about, why don't we just get right into it? Out of all of the styles of games that are out there, you could put them in genres, I suppose, such as worker placement or set collection or deck building. I would probably have to say that the roll and write genre is pretty low on the totem pole for games that I just normally don't get too jazzed about. Now, I'm not saying that they're bad games, and I'm not saying that if you enjoy these games that you're a bad person or anything like that. It's just that, someone once said it takes all types of gamers to make the gaming world go around. And I'd say roll and writes are just probably not my cup of tea. It is a flip and write game where essentially you're building your own little neighborhood by building houses and parks and houses with swimming pools, and you're basically getting points by how well you can do that. This game, let me grab it again, Welcome To, is basically kind of like, I like to call it a gamer's bingo. It's not bingo. Don't buy it if you think that you're buying bingo. So it's kind of like more of a beefed up, more complicated, more strategic version of bingo. But I like this game, even though it's in a style of games I normally don't care for. But I like this game because it's really relaxed. It's really chill. I usually socialize a lot during the game and can play it quite slow. Just like bingo, you can kind of run it as fast or as slow as you want to go. There's a little bit of strategy, like I said in here. I highly enjoy this game a lot. It is the only flip and build or roll and write or whatever. It's the only game that I play that's in that category because I really do enjoy it. The next game I'd like to talk about is based on one of my favorite games of all time called Terraforming Mars. Now, Terraforming Mars is high on complexity, high on strategy. It's actually high on duration because it takes hours and hours to play. There's a bunch of expansions for it. And so I would probably I wouldn't say probably, I have put Terraforming Mars in my top 5 favorite games of all time. Well, I got a chance to play Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a standalone game. It's based off of the Terraforming Mars, the other game that takes, an entire Saturday to play, maybe. This is a much more card-driven, card-based, and that's not to say there weren't cards in the original game, but it's kind of a card-driven game that is easier to play. It's shorter to play. It takes about an hour, give or take, to play, and it runs off of what's called a variable phase order, which is a mechanism such as Puerto Rico, where simultaneously all the players are going to choose what phases they want to enact for that particular round. And that's a tried and true method. I actually really do like the variable phase mechanism in games. It's got the Terraforming Mars brand. What's not to love? I do enjoy this game. Unfortunately, I don't know if this is going to get the same love as the original Terraforming Mars, but if I'm in a pinch and I need something that's lighter and shorter, this is what I'm going to go for. Well, with the next game comes a little bit of shameless self-promotion, because for those of you that don't know, I highly recommend that you check out a podcast called the Level Up Board Game Podcast. Now, what does that have to do with anything? I contribute a segment that I record on my own to the Level Up Board Game Podcast called the Academy segment. And the Academy segment is basically my voice, because it's a podcast, and you hear my voice where I talk about history, and then I bring out a game that has to do with the theme has to do with the history that I was talking about. Kind of reminds me of like American pageant. Like, you get your history, but instead of literature that goes with the history, you get a board game that goes with the history. I highly recommend that you check out that podcast, because there is an upcoming Academy segment where I do talk about the next game, and that is called The Shores of Tripoli. This is a historical game that takes place during the early 1800s, where the brand new America, we just went through the Revolutionary War, is basically having a little bit of a pirate problem with our ships, meaning the American Navy, ships being pirated and sunk and stuff. It's a 2-player game, 2-player only game. One person is going to play the American Navy, and the other player is going to play the Pirates of Tripoli, and each person has their own win conditions. But yes, it's a 2-player game only. And if you want to know my review and you want to know more about this game, I'm kind of ending this short because I really do want you to go check out my Academy segment on the Level Up Board Game Podcast. You can find out more what I think about the Shores of Tripoli over there. The next game that I'm going to talk about is a lot like the Terraforming Mars / Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, because this game is a game entirely of itself, but it's based off of a previous game. Now, the box was entirely too big. I didn't even want to mess with it, so everyone gets to see the rule book. But the game that I've been playing is Role Player Adventures. Now, Role Player Adventures is based off of a standalone game called Role Player, which has its own mechanisms. It's a competitive game. It's got expansions and stuff like that. Role Player Adventures is a fully cooperative game. It's a story game, and there are about 10 to possibly 11 adventures that you go on where you work together and you create your own character, you work together, and the story is really dynamic. It is quite impressive, actually. When you are in the world that they create, the choices that you make, the branching narratives, it's quite phenomenal. So it's really cool to see a game where the choices that you make actually really do have a big impact on either how the world is going to react or how your game is going to go. Role player adventures is what I've been playing lately. For the last game that I want to talk about in this video, I don't even have the box. I don't even have anything to show you. So I apologize. The box is currently over at the person where we're playing it. I've just kind of left it over there. But it is Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars Imperial Assault. Imperial Assault, obviously, it's a Star Wars game, but it's kind of a dudes on a map. And so it's for people that like Descent. If you remember Descent, there's actually a new version of Descent. Or if you ever played Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth, it's very akin to that. Or my game group is playing Imperial Assault fully cooperative. Now, the game originally was released as a one versus all, meaning I would take on the role of the bad guys and I would make them move and I would shoot at the other players. We are not playing that way because we are using the app, which it could be better, could be worse. Not the greatest app implementation, but it is what it is and it works. So that way I don't have to play an overlord or a DM type character. I get to actually play in the game. So it's myself and two other guys. We are playing Star Wars Imperial Assault fully cooperative by use of the app. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are 5 games. That's what I've been playing lately. So maybe in the comments, tell me what you've been playing lately. Or if we happen to be playing the same games, tell me what you think of some of the games that I've talked about in this video. That's everything that I have for you. It is getting super late and I'm going to sign off. So here's where I'm going to leave us. Once again, my name is Andrew Davidson with As Per My Ability, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys at the next video. Get some sleep later and, not attack you as opposed to trying to attack you or whatever. Oh God, help me.